21st. Hey! Fight time is over.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? This your boy Razzcast.
What's going on, man? This is Felony, man.
What up, man? This is Killer Priest.
Too Short in the house.
Yo, what's up? This is Cool Keith.
Big Twin, Mom D.
Yo, Snow Man. Big Jacket from the sick ass Psycho realm.
Shabazz the Disciple, man. It's a Sicfuc right here, man.
Zodiak, Sicfuc, Felony fights.
And we invite you to come out.
Check me out.
Witness us live.
It ain't beige versus blondes.
Yeah.
It ain't gauge versus bombs.
I'm in the building, you already know what I'm bringing to the stage.
It's cage versus con.
Cage versus Cons.
Cage versus cons.
Cage versus Con.
Cage versus Con, homie.
Cage versus Con.
Listen, man, May the 21st, man, 2011, baby.
May 21st, man. You understand?
At the LA Sports Arena.
Y'all make sure y'all be there.
Be there.
Be there.
Be there, or I'll come looking for you. Tiny with me.
dubcnn.com. I'm here with Danny from Cage vs. Cons and Felony Fights. What's going on, man?
Just right here kicking it, about to take off to a Too Short show tonight and promote Cage vs. Cons.
Awesome, man. So, I mean, first off, give us a little background about yourself. I know you're involved in the underground DVD series. It was very successful. The Felony Fights.
Yeah, me and my business partner Michael Lynch, we kicked off a series called Felony Fights, and it's basically convicts coming out of prison, getting down in different locations with nunchucks, kendo sticks, 2-on-2s, 1-on-1s, pretty much no rules, kind of like how they get down in prison, and that did real well. We're on pay-per-view, DirecTV, Dish Network. We got about 7 different DVDs out, best selling at Best Buy, but we did that. Our last DVD came out a couple years ago. During that time period, we've been working on another project, and which is a new one called Cage vs. Cons, and it's more like UFC where they wear gloves and they got rules and stuff like that. But it has a theme. You know, we're having a cop fight a convict in the ring, and we're kind of like going back in depth with the fighters, what they've done, what they've been locked up for, and now it's about redemption. They're transforming their lives, and they're professional MMA fighters. So we got about 10 fights kicking off, and we meshed the hip hop in with it. So we got an all-day music festival, Tattoo Expo. We got Too Shorty, 40, Dog Pound, B-Roll from Cypress Hill, Shabazz the Disciple, Killer Priest, Tragedy Gaddafi, Big Twins, Mobb Deep affiliate. I'm gonna do a few cuts myself up there. Aguilar, so we got a lot of hard-hitting dudes up there on the lineup. So it's like the most ultra-violent fight experience, and also the musicians are on that same tip, so it should be pretty cool.
Definitely. Cool. Where did you guys come up with the idea for this? I mean, even also for the Felony Fights, and then it evolved into this. Like, it's a little unconventional, to just kind of come up with that and stuff. How did how all these things kind of
Well,
come
we've
together?
been doing the Felony Fights thing for years, and it's always been a dream of mine to kind of do cage fighting, MMA, Tattoo Expo, and hip hop combined. And what we've always wanted to do is do this festival, this show where you got fighting going on, but you also have hip hop, and touring it across the nation.
Yeah,
And that's what we're gonna do. This is our first one. It's gonna be about 16,000 people. So I've been to a lot of hip hop shows, and the lineups, they have some A-quality artists, and they got a lot of B-grade bunk stuff. And I've always wanted to put something on with every single artist, A+ caliber, and hard MCs, not just a lot of soft, like hip-hop, hippie type stuff. So that's kind of what we did with this. We got the hardest fighters, we got the hardest MCs, and kind of throwing them in one arena.
Yeah.
Get it on, yeah.
How did you find some of these guys? Like, some of the guys, the fighters, that were just got out of prison and stuff, and some of the the law enforcement guys, they're willing to get into the ring with these guys. Like, who, what kind of people kind of decide to find them? How did you find them when you guys are putting it together?
Well, for Felony Fights, it's pretty much friends, family. Like, that's not hard to find if you want to get down. But for the professional MMA, which we're doing, Hervey Estrada, he's one of the best matchmakers for boxing and MMA in America. So he's part of our team, and he's basically looking for all the fighters. He found the LAPD officer, he found the ex-convicts. So we got a huge assortment to pick from as far as MMA fighters. They're all professional, but we kind of go through them and then we say, hey, we want that guy, and throw them, we match them up together.
Cool, man. I know you guys are talking about, it's about rehabilitation and all that stuff. Have you guys, like, talked to anyone, like, in this, that's, part of the system, they're gotten their feedback on what you guys are doing?
As far as
it just being, like, a positive thing for,
for the dudes
people
that are getting out.
Yeah,
like all these guys that are fighting, they're not only ex-cons, but they've transformed their lives for the better. So they're out there in Watts and all these bad neighborhoods helping out the kids. Also, we're going to be part of the proceeds from our event is going to go toward the Flores Foundation. And what we're doing is we're helping out kids coming out of juvenile hall youth authority get out, transition back into society by learning how to, do different skills like tattooing. Some people don't think it's a job. This dude's making $500 a day. So, where the conventional type skill would be, learn how to do this, learn how to do that. We're saying, hey, if you want to draw, you want to be a tattoo artist, we're teaching them how to do that. They want to be fighters, hey, we're throwing them in the ring. So we're kind of catering to what they want to do with the music, all that kind of stuff all rolled into one. We're helping them do what they want to do and make money off doing something they love and have passion for.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You're just mentioning that the event is very, eclectic as far as having music, having, the tattoo stuff, and then also on top of that, having the fights.
Yeah.
How do you think those, those three different components kind of mesh together and kind of form, a lifestyle? Because there is a lifestyle that does, involve all those things.
Yeah.
But
I think they go hand in hand. You know what I mean? It's like the fight fans, the hip hop fans, the tattoo fans. It's all kind of the same. Because I know MMA, MMA is a rough sport. It's one of the roughest. It's the biggest sport, surpassing boxing. It's a bloody sport. It's exciting. All of the artists that I pick, what better artists to make music about a cage fighting event than them? Buck 50, Aguilar, Shabazz, Killer Priest, they're nothing but the hardest MCs. So what I have them doing is they're all making cage versus cons anthems. So when the fighters walk out in the ring, they're playing Buck 50, Aguilar, fucking Psycho Realm, all this stuff. They're playing that music, so it's sick. You know what I mean? It's a real cool way that everything got lined up.
Definitely. Do you have any notable tattoo artists or people in that kind of world that are going to be showing at the event?
Yeah, Steve Soto's going to be there tattooing. We got Under the Gun Inc. Louis going to be up there. Man, there's so many. Mike Avena's going to be up there. We got a lot of top-notch, world-class artists. Tommy from Ink Slingers is going to be there. He just got flown in New York. He's part of New York Inc. He did my tattoos. And he's going to be flying to our event from New York and filming part of his reality show at Cage vs. Cons.
Cool.
Yeah,
so I mean, obviously, you personally have experience with the tattoo world.
Yeah.
From your personal stuff. What are some of the tattoos you have
My
that
tattoos?
are significant? Or some of the artists that you've gotten tattoos from.
I'll show you some of the different work that I've had done. I've always been a big tattoo fan, and I've done tattoo expos for most of my life. I got a clothing line called Sicfuc, and that's kind of where I launched it, was at tattoo expos. So I know everybody on the west side and that do tattoos. Mike Avena did this tattoo right there. It's a snake eyes, and he did a Transformer Decepticon. He sliced off Optimus Prime's head and he's kind of holding it like he's taking over. The Earth is below him. He's kind of just hovering above. We got Cobra Commander, G.I. Joe.
Nice.
He's got a bloody palm sitting on a throne of bones. Brian from Ink Slingers did my last name. Laughlin. Mike from Ink Slingers, the one that's in New York Ink. He did the Sicfuc and Felony fight skull with the two Uzis, which you see behind me as a mural. And that's the same one right there. My homeboy Graphic did that. I got the Sicfuc tat. My homeboy Dave did this. SICFUC, it's a clothing line that I started. We give these for free at our tattoo shop. We actually have about 1,000 people, girls and guys, that got it blasted on them on their heads and necks everywhere.
Crazy.
So it's kind of like something we offer to the fans out there.
Definitely.
So far, so good, And Cartoon did my back.
Dope. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm into art, I'm into tattooing, I've always been, and you know, next I'm gonna have Steve Soto hopefully do some artwork on me, do this badass broad, real pretty girl with like a little beanie on, so I'm probably gonna have him blast it right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna have him put it right there, and this is another Sicfuc logo, it's a money sign, but it's an S and a little baby F for Sicfuc, so that's another logo that we got.
Dope. Are there any other people that are kind of going to be there just to show support that, you know,
Yeah,
might not
Danny
be involved?
Trejo's hosting the event. Debo from Friday's hosting the event. Freeway Rick Ross is hosting it. We're gonna have tons of celebrities there. The Rock's gonna be showing up. We're gonna have Matt Damon. I mean, there's crazy amount of celebrities that are gonna be there ringside showing support.
How'd you get some of those guys involved?
The people that we deal with, we're tied into some of the biggest players in Hollywood. Our lawyers are, you know, Robert De Niro's lawyers, you know, Matt Damon. So we're tied in with them, and you know, we made a few phone calls, and they're gathering everybody to attend the event. And not only that, the people like, it's a, you know, a crazy event. It's never been done. A cop fighting a convict. You know, everybody's in the UFC, but how about a theme? You know, how about, you know, a storyline? So that's kind of what we're doing. You know, it's a little bit different. Be a
Cool.
little more savage, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, man, tell people where they can check out, you know, learn more about the event, and where they can get tickets, and, you know, where it's going to be and when it's going to be.
Okay, if you want to buy tickets, they're on sale right now for $25 for a full day event, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. All hip hop all day, and then toward the night we have the cage fights kicking off, Tattoo Expo. You can get them at cageversuscons.com or at ticketmaster.com. $25, and the promo code is FightFest. So when you type in that number, it's going to knock off $5 off your ticket price. So for all the fans that are watching, I recommend you plug that in, and you can buy the tickets there, $25. They go up if you want to be ringside. They're a little bit more expensive, but all the seats are real nice. We're expecting 16,000 people. If you go to cageversuscons.com right now, you could also download the soundtrack with Dog Pound, Too Shorty, 40, Psycho Realm, Cypress Hill. Everybody's on it, motherfucker. You could download it for free. It's got about 20 songs on it. So we're throwing that out to the fans too. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Cool, man. And the event's going to be at the...
LA Sports Arena.
Okay.
Saturday, May 21st, LA Sports Arena, Cage vs. Cons, the biggest MMA, hip hop, and tattoo festival ever. And our second one's coming in September, and we're gonna start, you know, moving this shit all over the USA, Texas, Chicago, New York. We're gonna be touring it pretty sick.